Hello, hello. Last week. Woo, party. Very exciting. I know you probably have another class next term or other term, but it's been really great to learn with you guys. And I really enjoyed all of your discussions. So thank you for filling my bucket with all of your learning and your analysis. It's been a great term. The focus on week 8 is reflection. So reflecting on your learning, both in your community service learning and then in your learning in terms of social studies. There are only 2 assignments, but they're bigger ones. The first assignment is the community service learning reflection. You have 3 options. You can do this as a journal where it's just like a document, or even like I've had students do a handwritten journal and then they take pictures. You could do it as a slides where you have pictures and text. You can also do a video where you just tell me about your experience. We used to do this on Flip or Flipgrid, but that product is not available anymore. So we're actually going to use Padlet. So let's take a look at Brightspace where I've got some. We are in Brightspace, week 8. And so here's the community service reflection. Reflecting on your 10 hours, journal, okay, can be clip art or stock photos, a Google slide deck, or post to Padlet. So this Padlet here, and when you get there, you're going to go to the plus sign and then find video recorder, and you're just going to talk to me. You'll be like, oh, I did this. And you talk for 3 to 5 minutes and you're donezies. Just because it takes a lot of courage to record a video. So it's only 3 to 5 minutes. And then obviously that's proof of you're doing the hours. We don't have a form or anything we have anyone sign. It's an honor system. You're college students and we trust you. So those are the 3 options. Just make sure anything you write is college level writing and that it should be visual. So even the journal should have some sort of visual part to it. I believe if you click here, there are some examples. No, there's not. Okay. I will see if I can find some and add them to this. The second and final task is an integrated lesson plan. So let's unpack that. First of all, this is going to be the full educational studies, elementary education lesson plan. So it's going to be longer than your 2 lesson sketches. Integrated meaning combined. So you're going to combine a social studies content that you've learned about. It could be geography, it could be history, it could be economics, it could be government, with another area. Math, English language arts, writing, PE, science, art, there are art standards, whatever you want. You're going to combine 2 sets of standards, and you can use an existing lesson sketch. So if you'd like to take your geography lesson sketch and expand it, you can. If you'd like to take your economics lesson sketch and expand it, you can. If you'd like to take a lesson from another class that you've taken and add in social studies content, you can do that. You can also start from scratch. So whatever makes you happy works for me. It's the full lesson sketch. That should say Brightspace, not Blackboard, but let's take a look at the examples. All right, back in week 8, here are the directions. And so if you click here, here's the link to the lesson plan, which is again longer than the other one. And then there are 2 samples. So this is the first sample. Let me zoom. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. So here's the first sample. You've got your standards. Okay. All of that is standards. Do you see that? That's almost a whole page of standards because you're taking multiple content areas. Multiple lesson objectives. You've got to have your lesson objective in social studies. You've got to have your lesson objective in the content area. All the materials, and then what are the multiple intelligences and how are they addressed? If you haven't learned that yet, Google it. What technology are you using? Okay. What are your strategies for diversified learners? That could be students who are struggling, but also students who are ahead of the curve. Then what are your instructional strategies? What is your informal assessment? Sometimes we call these formative assessments. So sometimes you're informal, informal, formative, summative, but a formal or informal assessment is what is your checking point before the end, right? We don't want to wait until the very end to find out that a student's not understanding what's going on. So how are you checking what students understand all throughout the unit or lesson? You do not want to wait. Even a lesson that's a day, like 50 minutes or 60 minutes, You do not want to wait till that 60 minutes is over before you find out that 2/3 of your students do not understand what's happening. You need to stop and fix that. So what is your informal or formative way of checking if students understand what's going on so far? Why you did that, structural strategies, informal assessment, why you did that. Then in your closure instructional strategies, your formal or summative assessment. This is the last one. So this is the one that is at the end of everything you've learned. Now, sometimes we think assessment and we're like, test. It doesn't have to be a test. It doesn't have to be an essay. It could be performance. It could be a project. It could be a discussion. It could be presenting to a small group. There are a lot of different ways that you can assess student learning that are not multiple choice tests. So you have this wide open way of where you can think about it. And then what is your rationale for that? So that is what I'm looking for. I know it's a lot. I know that it's long. But as I mentioned in the week 7 video, we're preparing you for the state testing for getting your credential. So it is all really important work to learn before you become a teacher. It has been absolutely fantastic learning with you. I hope that you have a little break off and that week off in between terms, and that you take care. If you ever need anything in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out. I have one final ask from you. Here in week 8, there are also directions on how to do a course evaluation. So it's really important that students give me feedback so that I know that I am doing my best. It's a lot of money to go to college, and I want to respect that. I want to help you on your journey, provide you with beneficial tools, and treat you with respect and care. And so I need to know if I'm doing those things. And the only way I can know that as like a systematic way is if you complete the course evaluation. So please take the time to complete the course evaluations. I very much appreciate it. And if you need anything, let me know. All right, take care.